When you compare Genshin Impact's story to Wuthering Waves by Cosmos ZR, let's go present your case, baby!
Yo, I'm about to head out, bro.
Now, before starting the video, let me give you my 100% honest opinion in the shortest way possible. I think that presentation-wise, Wuthering Waves is way better. Like way better than Genshin Impact. But in terms of a story, written story, I think Genshin Impact is better. Maybe because I've been playing Genshin Impact for almost 5 years now, but yeah, I'm like more deeply connected to Genshin Impact's story and I just know more about it. Whereas in Wuthering Waves, like it's good. Like Kuro is catching up to some great written story potential, but still it's not that level in my brain. But that might change with the part 2 because the story that released in this version was pretty good, pretty damn good. Like it's going hoof bangers, cliffhanger goes hard a minute. Let's go and see the second part. But before that, let's just go and play this video.
Do you need anything?
Oh, no, man.
Share your opinions, Cosmos.
I'm good. I'm just about to start this story quest in Genshin Impact.
Oh, you doing the story? I
Are you
wasn't
doing the new one? Maybe?
really a big fan of the story.
Wait, really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, it wasn't even that long, but like, there was just something about it that made it really dragged out and hard to play.
Wait,
Or is it because of the slow pacing? Okay, whatever. The new story, actually, I felt like the pacing was quite good. Aside from that old camera angles as well as, you can say, pretty mediocre level, you can say, screencasting. But it was pretty bang on. Like, the dialogues were straight to the point, no bullshit, directly into the actions. I loved it.
did time literally just slow down?
Bro, I literally just told you. Right
Exactly.
now it's 0.5 speed because you started the story.
Why don't you understand, bro? Okay, done.
Oh, no, wait. This not real.
I can't live like
Hold on.
this.
I gotta talk about this.
Instant transmission, baby.
You know what?
Sheesh.
He's kind of right. And while he's slowed down, I have a lot to say about the Genshin Impact story. But before I do, let me tell you about today's sponsor, which is LD Shop.
Oh yeah,
Our website-
LD Shop, holy fudge, they are actually pretty trustworthy. Provide a good discount on it. I'm not going to play the whole ad by the way, so if you want to watch the ad, go on Cosmos channel.
I really want to talk about the story.
Obviously the video and the credits will be given in the description, baby.
Even though the story quest is just about 2 hours, it can feel much longer, like it's really dragged out. And if I'm being honest, Genshin story quest can often feel exhausting to play through. It's like
The new one, no. I think the new one is way better than anything Hoyoverse has ever written in their life. As for Skirk's story quest, you can argue that it was dragged on. Like, I know that Hoyoverse had to drop some great lore into that, and I loved the lore, but still, it was pretty dragged out because there was literally no motion. There was literally a voice directing the whole shit. I was like, okay, it's going to be a long day in it. Like, because if I skip, I will miss out some great lore, and I'm like, no.
like when you're running a 10-minute mile on a treadmill,
Not like I know to skip the world quest, but the main story quests that are voiced usually have the main plot that we are following.
but you're out of shape. Even though the distance will always be a mile, and the speed of the treadmill will make you finish the mile in 10 minutes, you get exhausted after 3 minutes. And after that, every minute can feel like an hour. The whole point of Genshin Impact is
Quite random analogy we got there.
supposed to be to immerse you into every aspect of the game. But how can the game immerse you into the story when it feels like the presentation of the story is just full of yap? And yeah, I'm talking about the presentation because
brother, I just don't know what Hoyoverse is scared of. Like, they can easily improve the presentation. Look at Wuthering Waves. Like, I'm not comparing them. I'm just giving an example. Wuthering Waves improved so much from Huanglong to Renacita. Holy fudge. The direction, the character expressions, the whole flow. Oof. They ate that shit up. Okay, left no crops, baby.
the core of the story is actually pretty interesting. It's just the
Maybe Hoyoverse is like just scared to innovate or change some shit. But I'm like, how can you be scared to improve the things?
presentation that takes you out of it. And when I talk about the presentation, I'm talking about how the dialogue is portrayed, how the characters express.
brother, that exact way that she put her arm on her chest and then her worried face and then a lower thingy, exact same movement expressions we have been seeing since version 1.0. Nothing has changed.
Their dialogue, the shots and the angles of the characters, the pacing of the dialogue. It doesn't feel dynamic at all, and there's a bunch of monotonous yapping. It just feels like they don't give characters enough emotion or
Brother, oh, you know what I'm literally pissed off about? This voice CNC, alright? English? Hell nah, it just does not work in it. Like sometimes their mouth is shut, but they are speaking. Sometimes they are speaking, but their mouth is shut. Like what the fuck is going on?
expressions, since their expressions are literally straight out of the I'm a video game character handbook.
And before someone asks that they cannot create separately, they can create separately, alright? Because they are $1 billion company. It will take them less than $1 million to improve the shit.
And even though the lore can be super deep and intuitive, many of the lines pretty much feel like characters are reading off a script and are trying to info dump the entirety of the lore of the game into conversations. It doesn't really feel like there's much anticipation or build up, but rather just a bunch of yapping, explaining what's going on and where things are going, where you should be going and what you should be doing. Then out of nowhere, an important cutscene that low-key breaks the immersion even more because the emotion just wasn't there beforehand. There just doesn't feel like there's any real drama or suspense being built, any serious passion or conviction
Look at that exact same expression we have been seeing since 1.2.
in the words. It's pretty much just like you're being phoned a story. All of this honestly makes it super difficult to get immersed into the story because you're stuck listening to characters drone on and on and on and on and on and on in the same monotonous position, waiting for something interesting.
Exactly. Oh shit. I can actually experience the frustration, baby. Also, is that a cat stand or whatever we call it? Basically, where cats climb. Do you have a cat? Come on, guy. Oh, I love cats. Oh yeah, that's the cat one. Yep, look at that house as well. Oh, right.
Happen, making you look at the clock, realizing it's only been 20 minutes when you feel like you've been playing for an hour. It just doesn't build any immersion because instead of feeling emotion and thinking, oh, what's gonna happen next? You're instead thinking, all right, I finally got through that lore drop dialogue. Jesus Christ, Paimon. All right, I gotta get to the next part of the quest now. But if you really think about it, it makes sense why they do that. Because once again, the game is supposed to be catered towards kids.
No, I don't know about that. Even if it's made for kids, you can at least put some efforts to improve your quality. Maybe they are just scared, they are just greedy, I don't know. Like the story is written so good. The presentation wise, they just let it down in it. Like even the writer that wrote the story must feel embarrassing.
And the whole point of it is that it's supposed to make it much more casual friendly and hold your hand through pretty much everything, making sure you are not missing anything and are able to follow everything. It's understandable, but it's not defendable in my opinion. There are many games that are mainly about the story, but keep you fully immersed and don't make you feel like
brother. Presentation wise, I literally uploaded a video 3 hours ago. I played that game, the new Gavion, I just don't know the name even. Uma Musume, that game is literally about horse girls that are running. That's it. And it's not even an open world game, not even a turn-based games. Okay, but the way they present the story, holy fudge, the expressions, the delivery of the cutscenes, it feels so good.
Reading a dictionary or a thesaurus.
And you know what? Guess what? They are not making billions of dollars.
All right.
Yo, help me out already.
Gosh. Bro, you're still slowed down?
Bro, just,
Why is Bro running?
just do something.
What am I supposed to do? I don't know how to take you out, and I'm not finishing the Genshin story.
Turn on the Wuthering Wave story.
Well, what?
Wait, what?
Trust me, it'll fix everything.
All right,
Is it too fast or is it like the normal speed so he will come back to normal or some shit? Okay.
hold on.
And the plot thickens. Oof, the plot thickens. Sheesh, Zayam, that angle.
God damn, she got some cheeks. I mean, yo, I told you it was gonna work, right?
Wait, Lupus Ash literally took you out of 0.5 speed.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about immersion, bro. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of got the
Her expressions were good. Yep.
pacing just down pat. I mean, look at
She got more expressions on her face than I've seen in Genshin Impact. Like, you can say, in 5 years. Like the diversity of expressions Lupa shown alone.
them cheeks. Are you not immersed?
Damn, them cheeks are insane.
That's what I thought. And do you see those expressions?
Yep.
She's like actually
Quality, juicy, delightful expressions, baby.
talking to you.
Damn, she pout.
Yep.
She snapped.
Yep.
She's different.
Brother, that amount of expressions. Okay, I have not seen any other character perform this stuff. Look at that.
Hold on.
Instant transmission.
Keep doing that.
Even I don't know. Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that hooks you. Contrary to popular belief, the story quest of Wuthering Waves is pretty much the same length as Genshin Impact's. But because the characters of Wuthering Waves speak with real expression, the camera shots are dynamic and engaging, it doesn't make it feel like it's a dragged out yap fest while Paimon's translating everything to you like you're crippled and speak.
And guess what? The lip scenes with the way they are presenting the story. The lip actually moves. The lips actually move when the character is speaking, and the lips are actually closed when the character is not speaking. Isn't that great?
For you like you're disabled. It's almost like they're trying to make cinema instead of just explaining to you what's happening in the story. Part of this is done by the fact that the characters really feel like they're
Listen, I have also read books without any illustrations or without any paintings, you can say, okay? And I thoroughly enjoy them. That's the same thing I'm having with Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact has a great story. Again, I am repeating my words again and again because I just don't want players to misunderstand. I'm not hating on Genshin Impact. I am just concerned. As a player that plays Genshin Impact, I just want it to be more dynamic, innit?
actually a part of the story, rather than just watching the story unfold. And even then, Wuthering Waves' story is not perfect. It has a good amount of plot holes, and some things can be better explained.
Yep.
And honestly, sometimes the beginning of the
There's quite a bit of yapping in Wuthering Waves, but guess what? Their expressions make up for it.
story quest can take a little long to get into, but the majority of the dialogue is also really well written, and it's not just a bunch of yapping and info dumping. It's actually natural and engaging.
Looper's the name, gladiator by trade. Guess we're acquainted now after crossing blades.
Yep, I remember this one.
Bars, Jack! She's spitting bars too!
Yes, sir.
Looper's the name? Gladiator by trade? Crossing blades? What's your name?
Oh, shut up!
The characters sound like real people with their own personalities,
I didn't even notice that much. Holy fudge.
motivations, and drama that they have to keep you engaged and interested. And on top of that, contrary to popular belief, while Wuthering Waves does add fan service to keep people more hooked, it's not overdone like in many other games.
Yep.
It's just enough to keep you hooked to the story.
Brother, as for, you can say, fan service, I have literally seen barely any. Okay?
While not having too much of it where it breaks your immersion and makes you feel like that's what it's all about. The way that they use fan service isn't just to get you to goon over ass and titties, because it's also used to make characters more distinguishable from the others.
Yep,
pretty much like adding aura to make you care about them. Y'all might think I'm capping, but I'm not. I'm not capping, for real. I'm not. God damn! The pacing is well balanced,
Brother is focused in it.
with a good mix of action, dialogue, and
Oh, I
quiet
hate that. I hate her.
of the characters. Understand their dramas and passions through what's actually happening in the story, instead of it just being explained to you in an hour.
Yep. This lady, I hate her so much, okay? I just want to punch her when I was doing the story. I was like, come here, buddy. You want to throw hands, okay? I will body you. Not in a weird way, obviously.
Long yap fest. You're not just listening to characters drone on and on and on and on and on and on. You're actually living the story. The emotions are real.
You know what pissed me off in that story? I loved the Genshin story in the new one, okay? But when Dainsley was fighting that Abyss Lecter, okay? The camera just zooms to some rocks, and there was literally just shaking of those rocks. And that's the fighting scene. You know what? They could have made it to just do that shit more better. Add a 5-second, literally 5-second cutscene of Diluc actually fighting that Lecter. But nope. We would rather show the rocks and make them shake.
Suspense is there, and the drama actually feels dramatic. They're not just trying to get.
And the day Hoyoverse actually does some shit like that, extra cutscenes, extra, you can say, focused or better illustration. Holy fudge! Everyone will appreciate the fudge out of it, okay? And I will keep my mouth shut. I will praise it to the highest degree in it.
You from point A to point B. They're trying to tell a story that actually immerses you. And it works. When you're playing Wuthering Waves, you feel like you're a part of the world. like you're actually in the story. Some people say Wuthering Waves is more geared towards a specific type of player, but I think that's actually what makes it feel more immersive. It's not trying to appeal to everyone. It's just trying to tell a story that it wants to tell and keep you invested. And like Gotcha Jesus once said, a game made for everyone is a game made for no one.
Seriously? You're praising Boldy now? No. I don't particularly hate him, but he's just there, isn't it?
Impact may have a much more intuitive story and extremely deep lore.
It might be because he's bold. Hey, yo, don't come after me, okay? This is my potato form, not my original form, okay? Oh, in the original form, I have hairs, but this is a curse.
But if you don't have the expression and the emotion to back up the lore and just drop it like it's a Five Nights at Freddy jump scare, how can you feel immersed? And that's exactly what Wuthering Waves avoids to keep the pacing enjoyable.
Yo, so you finished the story in Wuthering
Oh,
Waves,
you back?
right?
Yeah, I did, and it was really enjoyable. Thanks, bro.
So you gonna do that Genshin Impact story? Cause if you are, do that shit while I'm not home, bro. Cause I ain't not going through that shit.
No, I'm gonna try a different game. I know there was this one game that people were talking about. I forgot what it was called, but I'm gonna try it.
Which one?
Oh, okay. You gotta play that neverness to neverness, right? That never ever people
NDE.
neverness to everness. Wait.
Honkai?
Is that Honkai Star Rail? No, bro. Don't start the story, bro. Don't start the story. It's worse than Genshin.
Done.
Did you freeze because there's like no story in the game or something? Bro, no way the story is that slow.
0.1. Oh, shit.
No.
Oh, double of it, baby, double of it. I really, really loved it. It might be one of the best skit he has ever done. I already liked it, fair enough. Let me put some inspirational words, you know. Double of it, Mr. Cosmos, and done. That's it. Boom, baby, it's over.